Okay, with all the debates going on about whether or not you should have a big wedding, I'm here to tell you, yes, you should. No, I'm not here to judge. I did have a luxurious destination wedding in Paris. It was amazing. But really, what I'm here to do is tell you the things that you need to do before you say, I do. That way you can set a great foundation for an amazing marriage, not just a great wedding. So that's my intention for today. I want to help prepare you for an amazing marriage so that you actually have a reason to celebrate and have a big wedding. Now, what I'm not doing, I'm not judging, saying that you shouldn't have a big wedding, saying that, like, I'm not here to judge anyone's process. I am here to equip you so that you can make the most of your process. Okay. So I'm going to share the top 3 things to do before saying I do. Number 1, you want to get your own ish together. Okay. You're not trying to be a burden to someone else or wait for someone to come along and fix your life. This isn't Iyanla. Okay. So get your own ish together. And by that, I mean financially, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You should know where you are in regards to credit score, debt, and be having a plan to improve that. Emotionally, what are your hangups? What are the things that you still need to work out? Do you need to go to therapy? Do you need to figure out why you're short-tempered? You should be working on those things before you attach to another person. Spiritually, where do you stand with God? Do you have a relationship? Do you want to develop that relationship more? Do you go to church all the time and you want that to be a part of your marriage? You should know these things about yourself before joining with another person. And let's not leave out physically. Not saying you have to have everything all together and be perfect physically, but you definitely should be confident and you should be exercising, kind of eating right, doing things that show that you care about your physical well-being, right? Now, number 2, you need to discuss expectations. The number 1 reason why couples have issues and tend to divorce, yes, we know a lot of it has to do with finances, but honestly, it's expectations that weren't met. And usually they weren't met because they weren't talked about. So you want to discuss a variety of things so that your future spouse knows what you expect, right? You want to discuss like chores. What chores do you like? What chores do you detest and really don't want to do? Should you all outsource that? Should the other person be responsible for it? What about your roles and responsibilities? What do you expect of a husband? What do you expect of a wife? What are some of those responsibilities? How are you going to parent? Intimacy is a big one. Couples actually are not talking about their intimate expectations. Something as simple as how many times a week should we be physically intimate? Couples need to have that conversation so they can know how far apart they are on that spectrum of intimacy and they can get closer together, right? You need to discuss your expectations about family as well. And what are your non-negotiables? You need to have the conversation and be able to say, listen, I'm not going to work through X, Y, and Z. I have no plans to do it. So if you have no plans to work through a particular thing, you need to be able to discuss that expectation and tell your future spouse about that. Now, number 3, and I mean, it might be number 1, get premarital preparation with a professional. And by professional, I mean a pastor, clergy member of the church, a therapist, a life or relationship coach that actually has experience in couples coaching. And might I add, they should be married. They should have experience, firsthand experience with marriage. Now, they can be divorced, that's fine, but they need to have that firsthand knowledge and experience of marriage, right? So that they can share that with you. And any program or course that you go through, it should include these three things. Conflict resolution, right? Couples that last and are happy, like they want to be together, they have a fruitful marriage, it's usually because they have been able to work through conflict. Because it's not like conflict isn't going to happen. It's inevitable in almost every relationship. There's going to be conflict that's going to come up just in regular everyday life things. And the couples that can fight fair, that can make sure they don't disrespect each other, that can move forward with forgiveness, that can actually atone for missteps that they might have taken, that actually know to take time and actually think about things before they discuss everything. Those are the couples that make it through. You also need to make sure that it includes financial planning. You need to discuss, is one person a spender? Is one person a saver? Is one person like really financially responsible and they plan for the future and they're diligent with money, they track it, they're all about that? Is the other person kind of careless and carefree? You need to discuss these things, not because one is better than the other, but if you're going to be merging your finances, merging your lives, you need to know all of the information so that you guys can work together on a plan that works for both of you, right? So that's conflict resolution, that's financial planning, and you also need to have discussions about intimacy, right? Intimacy is not just, sexual intercourse. That's a big part. But you need to talk about like how often you're going to date each other. What forms of intimacy mean the most to you? How often? What's the frequency? What are you open to and what are you closed off to? Like you need to have these conversations in the presence of a third party who is completely there to support you as a couple and they can be unbiased. This is super important. So just to recap what those were, the top three things. Number one is get your own ish together. Don't go joining up with another person before you've done your own due diligence. Number two, discuss your expectations. Talk about roles, responsibilities, how you want to run your family, what your future is going to be like, what are your non-negotiables. And then three, get premarital preparation with a professional so that you can be prepared, right? And because I love you all so much, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. The bonus tip is discuss and create a growth plan. Now, this means two things. If you're going to have a lifelong marriage full of happiness, you have to discuss how you're going to grow. What are you all working toward? What's your purpose, right? What are you working towards? And what are some of the steps you're going to take to get there? Couples that actually have a purpose, have things that they're working towards together, they are far more happier. They express being in marriages that have way more enjoyment. And that's what we want. We're not here to just be married anymore. That's not okay. And the other part of discuss and create a growth plan, you want to make sure that you discuss how you're going to handle life, right? The nuances of life, the different things that are going to come up that you can't necessarily plan for. How are you going to grow and make sure that you grow together through turmoil? How are you going to deal with these situations and make sure that you grow together and not apart? Right? So those are my tips. Make sure that you do these three things and the bonus before you say I do.